Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE NXT episode 574 and NXT UK episode 105, broadcast on August 5th and 6th, 2020. So I did not actually watch NXT UK because it's another best of episode, but we did get replays of the July 24th, 2019 match between Noam Dar and Kenny Williams. The November 7th, 2018 match between Tony Storm and Dakota Kai, and the main event, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster versus the Grizzled Young Veterans on January 9th, 2019. So go check out all three of those matches. If I remember correctly, all three of those were pretty great. It looks like we also had I need to watch that. A promo from Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray's women's title reign continues. And Sam Gradwell announcing he's coming back to NXT UK. How soon does that mean? I don't know. I haven't heard any of the rumors of when they might be starting back filming new matches, but I am excited for whenever that happens. Before I get into talking about NXT, you may notice that this episode might sound a little bit different. I'm trying out a new headset. It is a broadcasting headset. It does have a little bit different frequency response than the the XM8500. It's a very cheap microphone. It is a Behringer microphone, however. So it's not cheap, like poor quality, but is inexpensive. And I actually bought a whole bunch of them because it was a lot cheaper. They were like $20 each or something like that if I bought like 4 of them or something. It was something crazy like that. So I just have a whole stash of these microphones, but I'm not even using them right now because I'm using this headset. It is called it's the model. It's an Audio-Technica BPHS broadcast stereo headset, and I do like it a lot. It's very comfortable. It does have a very heavy wire, so I think I'm going to figure out some solution to keep that a little bit more slack and not dragging around directly against my neck or whatever. But anyway, I do like it a lot so far. I think I've got the balance right, get the EQ right on my mixer, and the balance is sounding pretty good there. So, yeah, let me know if you think that it sounds better or worse than usual, or if it doesn't make any difference to you either way. Okay, so let's get to talking about NXT episode 574. We opened up with the match I was looking forward to most this week, which was Dakota Kai versus Rhea Ripley. It was pretty great. Mercedes Martinez came and attacked Riya while the referee's back was turned, and that gave Dakota the advantage. She got to hit a draping go to sleep. I was wondering maybe this is a super go to sleep, but Dakota was still on the ground. So I think draping would be when the opponent is on the ropes and you are still on the ground, would be a draping move, which I need to add to my game that I've been working on. Make Your Moves, a card game that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to put it out on Tabletopia first, so keep an eye out for that. I will make an announcement. I'm going to put out a simple version here in the next couple of weeks for everybody to give a try, and hopefully put out the rules and all that kind of thing. Get some feedback from everybody. So anyway, draping is something that I should add to that game. Okay, so Dakota Kai wins with that draping go to sleep. Is pretty awesome. Mercedes Martinez they're attacking Rhea Ripley, and we see afterwards an interview with Robert Stonebrand, Robert Stone, Aaliyah, and Mercedes Martinez. And he says, Robert says, what does he say? He says, Rhea Ripley may be done with us, but we're not done with her. And then Aaliyah takes over. I'll take it from here. And then she says, we'll take it from here. Bye. And that's it. That's all she took over the interview for, was to say bye. I like that a lot. Anyway, then we had Bronson Reed versus Shane Thorne. No surprise there that Bronson Reed won that match. Um, Outside of the arena of the Full Sail, Legado del Fantasma, sorry, got it backwards. They attack and abduct Fandango, leaving Tyler Breeze also attacked, but in the streets. And then we see them arrive in the arena. I guess they didn't. Why did they have to get him in a car? Maybe they were elsewhere. I don't know. Maybe they're anyway. We then saw Aaliyah and the bye interview. We saw Damian Priest versus Ridge Holland versus Oney Lorcan. I thought for sure that Ridge Holland was going to win this one, but Damian Priest got the win by pinning Oney Lorcan. So Damian will be in that ladder match at TakeOver 30. Then we saw Keith Lee versus Cameron Grimes. Keith Lee won, of course, but then we see that Karrion Kross had murdered everybody backstage, and he's coming after Lee, despite Lee not doing anything about it, and that William Regal hasn't even been around since Karrion Kross joined NXT. He's getting pretty frustrated with all of that. It is announced that Loomis is injured, so he will not be in that ladder match, which is a huge bummer. But that there will be 4 men in 2 singles matches. They are people who have lost in their qualifier matches before. So one of those matches is Finn versus Gargano. Another one is Ridge Holland versus Oney Lorcan, maybe. I'm not quite sure who is it. I know Ridge Holland is in the other match. I guess maybe it might be Oney. Or it could be one of the others from the first qualifier match. I'm not sure. But we'll see that in two weeks, I think. Something like that. It'll be the last week before TakeOver. So it should be pretty good. Then we have Legado show up in the studio. And they have beaten up Fandango real bad. And they leave both. I think Tyler Breeze ended up catching up to them, and he gets laid out as well. And Santos Escobar issues a challenge, a warning, more so than a challenge, to Swerve. Like, stop saying my name, or you're going to regret it, basically. So that was pretty cool. Then we had Pat McAfee. Is it McAfee? McAfee. My Coffee. Pat My Coffee is a guest commentator first for a match Tegan Knox versus Indy Hartwell, which Tegan wins via shiniest wizard. Tegan posted something about people calling her boring, and I responded on Twitter. I said, "You are boring. A hole right through all of your opponent's skulls with that shiniest wizard." It was kind of a stretch there. That's a long sentence. But that's the only way I think that she is boring, is in the manner that a drill would be going through someone's face. So anyway, Pat McAfee was very entertaining on the broadcast. He joined the table with Tom Phillips. We did not see Beth Phoenix or Mauro Ranallo on screen, so I am not sure if they are at a separate table. I'm trying to figure this out. I've asked Tom on Twitter. He did not respond, but perhaps maybe I will ask Beth, send her a message on Twitter. I want to know. I'm curious. Actually, Mauro is the most likely to reply, or maybe not. I don't know, but I am curious. Are they in the room, just in a separate location in the room? Are Beth and Mauro at the same table somewhere else, or are they all three at different locations? I could see them all three being at separate locations. I think that's actually a good idea. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. We had a little bit more insight into it right now that at least for this taping, Tom was doing the broadcast from that one table by himself, and then Pat joined him there. So I don't know. Detective work. Also detective work for this new gang being called Retribution. I think I talked about that. I don't know if I talked about that on the podcast or not. Yes, I did. Yes. No, I didn't. Maybe I did. Yes, I did. But confirmed by tonight, I very much doubt that the Undisputed Era... I don't think that the Undisputed Era have anything to do with Retribution. As far as the group of people that are called that. So I take back that part of my prediction. I still am pretty sure that Jessamine Duke is one of the people that attacked that power transformer thing, that power unit generator. Is it a generator? They called it a generator. I feel like it's not. That wasn't a generator. I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe they want solid, for sure, energy there at Full Sail Live. So they have that. No, this isn't at Full Sail. That's at the Performance Center. Maybe they do have an on-site, like, big, permanent generator. I don't know. So anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I'm pretty sure Jessamine Duke is part of that group, but I am also now sure that Undisputed is not part of this group. So next week, we will have a few matches announced right away. I see this argument a lot. Okay, I have not watched A&W in a long time, and I might watch it soon. I don't know. But when the comparison between the two shows comes up, I see this so much, and I really feel like people are just making assumptions that because AEW is doing something that the other show is not doing it. And I hopefully never make those assumptions that AEW is or isn't doing something that NXT is or isn't without actually knowing that. And this assumption that I see a lot is that NXT doesn't announce their card the week before the show. They do. They announce at least 2 matches on the previous episode for the next week. Yeah, they didn't announce Tegan Knox versus Indy Hartwell for that. Like, but do they need to? I don't feel like they need to announce every single match. There can be some surprises there. I feel like you don't need every single minute mapped out, basically. Not to say that that's what again, I don't know what the AEW match announcements look like. But to say that NXT doesn't announce their matches for the next week is, I don't think that's inaccurate. Because we already know 3 matches for next week. We have Kushida versus Cameron Grimes versus a mystery opponent for another qualifying match for the North American Championship match. And then we have Bronson Reed versus Damian Priest and Karrion Kross versus Danny Burch. Danny Burch is looking to get some revenge for what Karrion did to everybody backstage. So I think that all 3 of those matches should be pretty good. So that brings us to the main event. Pat McAfee is still on commentary as a guest there with Tom Phillips. And it's Imperium, the current tag team champions, versus Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. A fantastic match. Lots of great stuff going on, but there's a lot of distraction happening as far as the camera focus. The production's focus is very much on Pat McAfee, who is being very obnoxious, talking a lot of crap about Adam Cole. He seems like he's trying to be a nice guy, but really he's just getting right back into the insults again. something that I didn't see very many people talking about, or really anybody talking about, was the fact that Beth Phoenix was so offended by Pat McAfee being a jerk and being so disrespectful that she leaves before the final commercial break. So she is not there for the end of the show. She is not on screen anyway, nor was Mauro Ranallo. Again, going back, I'm wondering, are they at different tables? Are they even in the room? Are they doing it from home? That would be even better, in my opinion, if they're able to do it in that manner. But it finally comes to a head when Adam is basically like, hey, I can hear you. You're 20 feet away, which Tom Phillips warned him about before that. He's like, he can hear you. We're not very, like you can hear him. He can hear you. So, and Pat is like, you know what? I'm just kidding. What are you talking about? I'm just kidding over here. We're having a good time. And Adam Cole comes over. He's like, I'm not telling you. I'm not asking you. I am telling you. And it has to stop. And then he walks away, goes back over the ring, and Pat McAfee goes, oh, he's an angry little elf, isn't he? Or he's an angry elf, isn't he? And then, so Adam Cole has had it. They butt heads, not literally, but almost literally. Security comes out, all backstage people come out, Triple H and Shawn Michaels come out, breaking it up, all of that. During all this hubbub, Imperium gets the win. They hit that European powerbomb combination, which is so awesome every single time, but it's a shame that it came at the cost of this huge distraction, this huge hubbub. And so Adam Cole is still there. He's upset, even more upset now, probably that Undisputed Era lost their championship match. And Pat McAfee gets escorted out, almost out of the room. And then he says, no. I'm going back over here. He talks some more trash. He calls him an itty bitty bee. And Adam Cole gets even more fired up. And Pat McAfee punts him right in the chest or the stomach or whatever. But it sends him right into the floor. Lands basically on his head. Or on his face. Your face is on your head. He landed on his head. On that floor. It is a little bit padded, but still, he was up on top of the desk. Punted. Fall to the floor. Boom. Out. So, the next morning, I am recording this on Friday, the 7th. The next morning on the 6th. I guess I didn't watch the actual video, but Triple H issued a challenge, and then it was made official later on in the day. Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee at TakeOver 30. And I'm so excited for that. I think it's going to be great. We already have such amazing championship matches that are happening. What do we have? All right, we have the North American Championship ladder match. That's going to go down. We have the NXT Championship match, Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross, is not official yet, but that's got to be the match, right? And then the Women's Championship match, Io Shirai defending against Dakota Kai, that's going to be great. Now, I've been thinking, and then now we have Adam Cole, Bebe versus Pat McAfee. And I've been thinking, how cool would it be? So we have Sasha Banks, Sasha Banks and Bayley. They're the Raw Women's Champion and the SmackDown Women's Champion. They've got to defend those two championships at SummerSlam. But they also have the Women's Tag Team Championships. I don't think it's fair for them to have to defend all of those all in one night. I guess it is fair, but spread the love a little bit. Take on a challenger from NXT for the Women's Tag Team Championships on TakeOver the night before. How awesome would that be? We get Sasha and Bayley on both nights of the weekend, and I don't think it gets much better than that. So I'm really hoping that we see that happen. Maybe we'll see the developments of that. There hasn't been a whole lot of tag team focus on NXT in the past couple of weeks. Although we do see Aaliyah and Mercedes Martinez there working together with the Robert Stone brand. Maybe, just maybe, we'll see. Well, more likely, I think we might see Rhea Ripley versus Mercedes Martinez on the kickoff show. But a more appropriate match for the kickoff would be Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole for the whole kicking thing. So anyway, that's it. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm really excited to see what happens next on SmackDown. What the heck happened to Alexa Bliss? Is she deceased? Is she now part of the Fiend pantheon of characters? Is she now turned into Sister Abigail? We will find out. Maybe, just maybe. We've got to find out this week. Yes, I'm confident we will find out at least a little bit more. We won't get all the answers. So there you go. That's all I wanted to say so far about this week's NXT and NXT UK. So let me know what you thought by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe, healthy, and happy out there in all of the infinite multiverses. And I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.